Welcome back to the Milltown Way, the Shamrock Rovers podcast where we break down everything happening at the home of the champions. I'm Ryan Brennan, joined by Adam Casey, and this week we're reflecting on a title sealed against Galway United, a trophy lift at Tallaght, and a fifth league title in 6 years for Stephen Bradley's side. It's been a defining few days for the Hoops. First, the night of celebration against Galway United, then the rotated lineup against Sligo Rovers, where the focus was less about the scoreline and more about closing out a remarkable campaign in front of the home supporters.
Yeah, it's been a big week overall. A lot's happened, a lot's changed since the last episode, so let's not waste any time and get into it.
Exactly. I suppose the last time we spoke, it was all about hypothetical situations and trying not to acknowledge that there is that very outside possibility that
Yeah,
the title wasn't going to be leaving with Stephen Bradley.
no, but that them doubts, they're gone. They've been put to bed.
They are 22-time champions, Shamrock Rovers. It was sealed, as I said, on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. kickoff against Galway United. Stunning free kick from Dylan Watts as
No,
well.
it's unbelievable.
But I suppose as good as that free kick was, Wednesday night didn't give much else to talk about, did it?
No, overall, like in the first half, did anything happen? It was a very quiet game overall. There wasn't many significant events, particularly in the first half. Uh, Up until the goal, Rovers didn't do too much. They had a few chances here and there, but nothing too major. And it was really once the goal went in, that was kind of sealed the deal then.
I think probably similar to the Sligo fixture, it's a Shamrock Rovers team that, well, as they headed into Wednesday, they're all but champions. Obviously, heading into Saturday, they were champions, but
Yeah.
coming up against two oppositions in identical scenarios, um, as we approached them, all level points on Wednesday, all level points going into Saturday between Sligo Rovers, Galway United, and Waterford. So it's that bit tougher when you have Shamrock Rovers who are, not to say they're on that downward spiral of checking out in a way, because as I've said, it's a huge week next week in Athens and the Aviva, but in terms of as league football is concerned, I suppose it is a bit more just like they just want to get these are just have to get it done. They have
Yeah.
to be played, and it's just to get them out of the way more than it is having to. If
Yeah, it
it's
was
midway
more.
through the season, looking for a good performance, a couple of goals.
Yeah.
Galway are a tough side to break down at best times.
But more so, it was just getting these games ticked off, getting them done, getting them out of the way before these, let's say, more important games coming up with the big crucial game in Europe and then also the cup final in the Aviva, which hopefully can be a nice day out.
Yeah, well, Stephen Bradley's eager to get Rovers their first double since 1987. He's spoken the post match interviews particularly about it at the after the Galway game. Of that, the interviewer was saying that he's definitely in the legendary books or legendary status at the club, which I don't think many people would disagree with. But I'm sure with Bradley's kind of mentality and from over the years of listening to him and seeing how he goes about things, how he conducts himself, that it's always what can we do that's better, what's bigger.
Yeah,
Last season was reaching the knockout stage of European football. This year, as we've said, it's probably unlikely that'll happen. I don't. It's a big uphill task, but I suppose more maybe the attention's just more, as we've touched on last week. It's definitely more on doing a potential double.
yeah, that's what it seems like overall. But particularly with Bradley, it seems like he's just constantly trying to do that next achievement.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like getting the four in a row was a big achievement, and then getting last year obviously didn't win the league, but
no one had
getting to
done
them.
five in a row either. And
No, there was the strive for that, and unfortunately, it came down to the last day, and it didn't go Rovers' way. And then the drive in Europe last year, such a significant season in Europe, realistically, getting to the knockout stage. It just feels like he's always trying to get that next thing, and he's never happy with what he has, which probably for a manager, it's probably good to have that mentality for a manager to be constantly striving to get that next achievement and just do slightly better. Which for fans, that's obviously going to be a good thing because you have a manager who constantly wants to one up himself, and that usually results in a good day or a good time for the fans.
well, yeah, and that's Bradley talks about it a lot as well. Of football is always moving forward and it's always moving on. That this is why winning the league on Wednesday against Galway. It's why you play this game, but it's always you kind of always have to be looking ahead as well. You'll always kind of remind, I suppose, the media more so than anything else that as much as football is quick to move on and Rovers can't really celebrate the league, winning the league too much this week because of the two games next week. He admitted that they'll probably be celebrating it after the cup final. I can't see them celebrating it too much if the cup final doesn't go in the way of Shamrock Rovers. But yeah, obviously, look, it's the way the calendar works, and it's a reward of the success, isn't it? It's one of them. It's a punishment of the success, maybe.
Yeah, suffering from success, realistically. It comes with success and being the best. It's just constantly trying to get to do that next big achievement or do the next big thing.
Yeah. With Wednesday night in mind, I suppose, that Galway game, and us at the game here in Champione has been rung out after Dylan Watt scored the goal. Between that and full-time whistle, Galway had their chances where I think everybody kind of nearly zipped the lip again then and said maybe it was too soon to be.
Yeah, it did seem like there was one or two chances where Galway kind of put them Championes and the stand up for the champions chance to bed and kind of made the stadium go a little bit more silent than it usually would be, especially considering the circumstances. But once Rovers went 1-0 up, I think most people felt that was that. Because Galway would have had to get the 2 in order to stop it. If it had just been an equaliser, I think people would have been... You wouldn't have got Champione's chance or anything in that manner. But the fact once Rovers went 1-0 up that Galway needed 2 then and needed the win to stop them, it did feel like that was too big a challenge for them.
Yeah, I suppose we're recording this after the Sligo game. So we do know that Galway avoided that promotion relegation playoff. Waterford are in it. Sligo obviously avoided it by beating Shamrock Rovers 2-1. But it's on Wednesday going into obviously Waterford. I mean, for Galway, they had everything to play for. So yeah, it was really important for the team to get a good stronghold in that game because they knew they would be up against it, and it's a side like Galway that's so tough to break down.
Yeah.
Even doesn't matter what stage of the season it is. Never mind when it's the second last game of the season, and they Galway finished on 2 away games, away to Shamrock Rovers, away to Waterford on the final day. So it was even tougher for them to get the results where they needed. Obviously, they only get 1 point out of the final 2 games, but look for them. They won't care now. They're after avoiding it, but they're a side that I'm sure will be looking to kind of step it up next season and think that there's more in it for them than to, because earlier in the season Galway had strung a good few results.
Towards the start they were
knocking about the European places, and they weren't a side that were easily getting pushed over.
No, they didn't actually lose their first league game until they played Rovers in Galway in April.
Yeah.
So the first few games, that's 7 games without a loss to start the season. Only 2 of them were wins, but 5 draws, but still.
Yeah.
They started the season strong, and that's it. Unfortunately, didn't go their way towards the end. They kind of fell down the table, but I don't think they'll be too badly bothered considering they're staying up, and they get to give the league another shot next year and hopefully kind of push on that little bit, I'd say, and try and get on the cusp of them European spots, like the likes of Drogheda, for example, or Pats would have been that little next step up.
Yeah, I think definitely you look at, particularly with Drogheda, I think they're probably the prime example of that, aren't they? Because you've Drogheda who were, winning the cup, and they're also the week after they had a relegation playoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're the prime example now.
And then there's Cork who have a cup final and are relegated.
Well, let's hope that doesn't go that way. But yeah, it's things like that you need, clubs like Galway need to be taking that. Not that they don't, but prioritising the cup when it comes around, because that access to Europe, that money you can potentially get, even by just making it a few rounds. Not that
it's game changing. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, when I say get through a few rounds, it's not as if it's easy.
It's not like they're going to be strolling into the Conference League next year.
Yeah,
But it's going to be tough. But even just them qualifying games is a nice little bit of money to go into
yeah,
especially considering they'll be in the second division. Then they'll be in the lower league.
for Cork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like if they were to get European, that would make yeah. If they're to get European, that money would it'd be hard to see them not coming straight back up again next year.
the Cork are definitely a club that deal with, I suppose, internal crisis as well. They've called out for their owners to be gone and to resign or well sell up. I mean, so yeah, they definitely have their own issues, and then there's the whole debacle, I suppose, of what's going to happen with Dundalk for next season because again they're in a crisis
Yeah,
themselves, which is it's always it doesn't matter who it is, you never like to see another club going through it.
no,
No one should go without a club, and particularly in Ireland, there's so many areas in Ireland that don't have a club. Obviously, Louth do with Dundalk and Drogheda,
mm-hmm.
but like, look, if you're a Dundalk fan,
You're not
and
going to be
if
honest to start supporting Drogheda.
you're not gonna,
No, you'll
um,
probably just give up on the league at that point.
no,
That's always a sad thing. You don't want people just stop watching the league.
yeah, but yeah, no, forgot like Galway. I think they're a real class act as well. They didn't have many away fans on Wednesday night, but like we touched on it last week, it's more than understandable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a long journey up on a Wednesday evening. Like
Oh
people
yeah,
be working, people be
yeah,
in school and stuff like that.
it's a minimum 5.5 hour round trip really on a Wednesday night. Like you're not going to be able to do that.
Not getting home until 12:30, probably 1ish realistically.
Yeah, and that's not including the game itself. No,
No.
5 to 5.5 hour round trip and a 2 hour game in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's
Cheeky Supermax to stop as well.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're full of them as well, so they'd be
Yeah.
stopping every 10 minutes. So yeah, they'd be late for kickoff. A little bit like when we were like supposed to be late for kickoff when we played Dundalk away that time.
Oh yeah, but
A 3 hour journey to Dundalk.
yeah, that was a bad day at the office.
Bad day in every department. But yeah, like so.
The Burger King after me worked.
Soften the blow just a bit. Yeah, but like with Galway, like even John Caulfield spoke in his interview after. He obviously admitted that Galway had their chances. They were decent for most spells.
Yeah.
They didn't look overly threatening, but there was a couple of chances in there that definitely like, scared, as we said, scared the supporters and would have scared the team, and this is going to be another game without a win.
Mm-hmm.
And then as well as that he praised Rovers as well to say that they were worthy champions. It's always a nice touch to see.
Yeah, it's a class act. It's a nice thing to. You don't have to do it. Like he could have just not come to the all, but it's a nice. It's a good act. It's fair play to them. Really.
Yeah, they they have, so obviously they'll be looking forward to 2026, making improvements. It means 2 more trips to Eamon DC Park next season. Well, actually, they might not be. Depends. They're playing some of their games next season in the Gallagher and Pierce Stadium, which would be really cool.
That would be quite a cool stadium to get on an away day.
Yeah, like that's so. Yeah, I just remembered that their ground's getting work done next season. So and obviously Galway GAA agreed to let them play some of their however many games they're going to have at home during that spell that they're going to be playing it in Galway's Gas Stadium. I can't imagine like going
That'd be quite nice.
to the Gas Stadium to see Shamrock Rovers
That'd
play.
be quite cool, to be fair.
I've been in that ground as well. It's really big, and it's nice as well. Like it's so weird. Like I'm trying to think of it in my head, and it'd be so weird to watch a football game like that.
It'd be weird just to see the Rovers fans and the Galway fans there as well.
Yeah,
It'd be completely different to what it would have been for the Ga. Yeah, but really, yeah, it'll be quite interesting though. Hopefully, well, speaking of Rovers, they won the league, but Galway, hopefully they can kind of take that next push next year and kind of take that next step up. It'd be nice to see that. Teams like Sligo as well might look to kind of make that little jump up as well, who also survived then on the last day. But
Sligo would have been in European qualifiers there not too long ago, so they definitely will want to reach them heights again. And it's like as well as that, it's obviously look the way just football in general works. It's over the course of 36 games. It's not
Yeah.
just one or two, but like any trip Rovers make to Sligo, it's never easy.
No.
It's hostile, and in some ways with that away end, the way you get caged in nearly. Like why I went to Sligo away this year, we lost 2-1, and yeah, like it's not it can like it's not a nice place to go in the sense that it's not easy to get three
No.
points
Yeah, it's
there.
not somewhere you're going expecting the win or expecting it to be easy more than anything. But yeah, speaking on Sligo, that was where the party happened on Saturday night.
It is, yeah, as it was being advertised by Rovers on their social media. It was the title party on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
The look, we, as everyone knew, it was one of them. We spoke about it as well. That is what way do you go about it? Is it going to be was it going to be Rovers kind of naming a mostly strong side to try their best to maintain a winning mentality, or was it going to be no, we need to rest players because we have two
Yeah.
huge games next week, and but it seemed to go with the latter, didn't it?
Yeah, it did seem that a lot of the main players were rested. Like even Ed McGinty was on the bench, which that's a rare occasion that he's not starting.
Yeah, Super Lee Stacey in goal.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, after his
he,
dance moves on Wednesday night.
well, he nearly was Super Lee Stacey back on the bench because 6 minutes in he went down with injury, and that would have been very anticlimactic
Yeah.
because seeing him, I think probably seeing him named, and even look when you saw the post match dressing room antics, I suppose, of him whipping his long hair around,
Yeah.
singing Super Lee Stacey in goal on Wednesday night, would have definitely then. I got the impression straight away when I saw that he's probably been told he's going to play on Saturday
Yeah.
then as a result. Whereas McGinty, he missed the opportunity to play against his former club for the
Yeah,
would have been the fourth time
this year.
this
Yeah,
season.
yeah, it would have been cool to see them, but yeah, heavily rotated squad. Players who usually don't start would, but you expected that. You expected that rotation to be there, especially you would have expected that nearly anyway. Let alone the fact that it's two big fixtures coming up in the coming week.
Yeah, like I think so. You obviously have. I think the squad probably would have been stronger if there was no games next.
No,
If Rovers weren't
yeah,
in Europe, they weren't in a cup final, it would have been stronger because you just have them. There's no risk there, and
true.
as much as if it's the way that game was that Rovers won the league on Wednesday, go straight into Sligo, and it's a title lifting game.
Yeah,
You'd you know you want kind of the strong the players who've won you the
yeah,
trophy. You want them on the pitch. That's why Pico, I think, that's why he was brought on after
most likely.
64
Yeah,
minutes. Was he was brought on to lift the trophy, but you want to give them the rest as well
yeah.
because they've played
Mix of
so
both.
much.
Yeah, it's you want the players who fought the hardest for the league, the ones who were there the most and had the most game time. They're on the final day when they're lifting the trophy. But then with next week being such a big week with two massive fixtures, you knew that the outcome was expected that there wasn't going to be as many of the kind of usual starters in the starting lineup, and the kind of players who get a bit more sporadic game time throughout the year would be on the starting lineup.
Well, that's it. Like even with the Galway game, like he's rotated. Steve Riley's rotated between that and the Sligo game
Mm-hmm.
itself. He made 8 changes from the Galway game to the Sligo game, but even we saw the lineup on Wednesday. Max Kovalevskis
Yeah,
played. He made his first senior start. Cian Barrett played. Conor Malley. John McGovern getting a start. Definitely, well, for Cian Barrett and Kovalevskis, they definitely impressed.
yeah,
I think Kovalevskis, he didn't look out of place. Um, I thought maybe he would have been rewarded with another start against Sligo, but also it's understandable. He played 65 minutes
yeah.
against Galway in his first game. You don't want to overdo it either, and
No, of course
you want
not.
to just ease him in. But I suppose these opportunities are essentially they're the best opportunities to get because it's rare in football, anyways.
Yeah,
When you have this game where you're already champions, the game itself means little to nothing.
yeah,
So you want to, but look, Cian Barrett as well. He's definitely won. I think Bradley's able to showcase that the squad who's won 5 titles in 6 years there's players on the fringes here who are ready to they're easing their way in now
Yeah,
for when the eventual, I say, regular starters for Rovers, when they eventually kind of move on, and
yeah. I start to
you want to like,
not be able to produce at their expected levels and stuff. It's just going to happen with age. But yeah, you're seeing them players on the cusp starting to come in now. Like Michael Noonan, for example, would have been an example last year coming into that squad, the young lad, and then Cian Barrett, for example. And then I hope I'm saying this right, Igor Vasanen making his first league appearance for Rovers, really.
I think it's right.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, your point, yeah, that it's only I
Another
definitely,
young lad who's only 18 years of age.
yeah, it's great. It's always so nice to see, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? When you have when you know when these opportunities, these rare opportunities do arise, that there's games that aren't as important, that there's that opportunity there that they can just kind of ease them in a little bit
Yeah.
and show them this is what it's like in this league against top professionals, really.
And what
Um,
to kind of expect going forward.
yeah. But yeah, and then like even Saturday's game, Lee Stacey in goal, Super Lee Stacey in goal, I meant
Yeah,
to
sorry.
say. um,
That's the full name.
that's yeah, it's getting changed. I know. Adam Matthews starting on against Sligo, he scored that unbelievable goal.
Yeah, it was a cracking strike.
Yeah,
There's something about when the ball hits the post or the crossbar and goes in. It just makes it that bit
it's
better.
really satisfying,
Yeah.
isn't it, to see, and particularly with Adam Matthews, because he's one of them that he's like, I don't know, like I would expect that he'll stay at Rovers and stuff for
Yeah.
next season, but apparently wouldn't be surprised either if he was kind of moved on. You just kind of will. I suppose fans will start to find that out in the next probably month
Yeah.
after the probably more so after, because contracts will expire in January,
Yeah.
so it's even like they'll probably, you'd expect that we'll find out these type of things probably before the hand run Spartans game.
Probably, yeah. The
Yeah.
players who'll be staying or not, yeah. You'd expect that. You'll expect to know it around that time, I suppose, yeah.
Um.
Because that's kind of mid December, really.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like it's a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
The hand run Spartans game, and then it's Christmas, New Year's, and that's it. It's
Yeah,
when the contracts expire, and
you expect the players will at least know by that stage if they're staying on or not. It's
yeah,
just whether they'll come straight out in the news or how long you'll be waiting for.
seeing Graham Burke start against Sligo was probably a little bit surprising, a little bit not, I suppose, in some regard. He I suppose the other side of the coin is he's essentially played 90 minutes now this week,
Yeah.
because he played 25 minutes against Galway, he played 77 against Sligo.
Yeah, so I suppose
So
it's just over 90 minutes, really.
yeah, and you'd expect that he'll play next week in Athens, or he'll play in the Aviva.
Yeah, and then he played the 90 against Derry the week before, for
Yeah, it's
example.
such a big workload on these
Yeah.
lads, and it's easy to forget, I suppose, as well. And that's why you're seeing the changes against Galway, and that's the same with Sligo. But it's nice to see, and even Bradley touched on it after the Galway game, that he wanted these young lads on the pitch to see how, what it takes to win the league on the
Yeah.
pitch. Obviously Rovers going into the Galway game knowing anything but a loss would seal the title on the night, end up winning it. But yeah, it's that case of it's
What it takes.
yeah, what, and it's definitely it stands to Bradley, because time and time again he produced these players that come through, and or even when they sign they're really young, to see raw talent and come into a club like Rovers where it's just winning is everything.
Yeah, winning's kind of the cult. Well, it has been the culture for the last few years, and it's nearly not expected, not given, but starting to become
It's a
part of the
regular,
yearly calendar. Like,
yeah, it's a regular. Like obviously last season no trophy for Rovers. Well, the President's Cup, won the President's
oh
Cup
yeah,
last year
true. Yeah, I
against
can't forget
Pats.
about that.
Yeah, but that means Rovers will be in the President's Cup now next year as
Yeah,
well, against either Cork or Derry.
will be Derry. Won't they? Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah. Yeah, depending. Yeah,
whoa,
sorry, I won't get ahead of
he's
myself.
starting to jinx
Yeah, no, yeah, Cork or Derry, depending on. So
how
that'll be in what, probably Tallaght again, would it be?
it'd be in. Yeah, I think the league winners normally get home advantage.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the league winners get home advantage. It'd be cool for, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me with this Aviva thing. You know, when Rovers played Bows in the Aviva, at the start of the year, dating
Mhm.
back to February, which seems so long ago as well. Like
Well, it is. It is quite a while when you think about it. It's
I
been
know, but like it's 8 months,
that's a long time.
but like it feels longer than eight. Like
Yeah,
you
it
wouldn't
does feel
think,
like it's about a year, or
yeah.
if not more. Yeah.
Like it doesn't. I don't think it out in my head, and would think straight away that that it's been less than a year. I think it's definitely more,
Yeah, I suppose.
but yeah, like it stands to that where like would the President's Cup be better being put in a neutral venue? Like obviously the Aviva, maybe.
I don't think you'll get the turnout in the Aviva.
That's the thing. The Aviva would, if it was Rovers, if it was Rovers and Bows, maybe you'd have that case that
Even yeah, true.
maybe if it was Rovers and Bows in the President's Cup. I don't know, but even I just
And the next
obviously
option's really Tallaght after the Aviva.
like or if you're just picking a neutral venue that's big, that's not.
You just pick one of them that's not in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
it's tough, but I don't agree. Like it's the same like you watch English football. If the Community Shield's in Wembley, so
Yeah, it's
a
always
neutral
there.
venue. Yeah, so a neutral venue. Obviously, it's not as if Ireland afforded that type of
No, that luxury.
Yeah, no, but then again, you could say they do. It's the Aviva, but yeah, it's a tough one because the Aviva needs to have, if it's just starting off and you're putting games in the Aviva. Obviously, the cup finals there, it's reserved anyways. It's always going to
Yeah,
be
it's
in the
always going to be in the cup
Aviva.
final. The cup final's always going to be in the Aviva. I mean,
Yeah. But then I suppose when you're trying to gradually move maybe some games there that it needs to be the biggest games and that.
yeah,
But I don't. I remember when it was announced that
yeah.
Rovers would play
I
Bows.
didn't like that.
No, the Aviva
Just
should be held for final.
big game, like not just this a normal Dublin derby. I know it was the opening game of the season, and it's two big clubs and a big rivalry, but I just think it should be saved for them special occasions.
Yeah,
That cup final, the big games.
yeah. I suppose like touching back there on Saturday, the Sligo Rovers 2-1 win. First of all, probably credit to their supporters. They turned
Yeah,
out
good
in
good
good
turnout.
numbers. Well, 4:30 on a Saturday means they have the time to get down.
Yeah,
If it was all and like there's another debate, I suppose, that lies in that. Like, would supporters prefer some of the games to be at the weekend instead of Friday when
yeah,
they're so far? When teams have the away fan has so far to travel
yeah,
for the ground, like because even like Sligo Rovers play their home games predominantly on a Saturday night, unless physically can't be on a Saturday.
Then you have to take into account what times on Saturdays is.
Yeah, because
Unfortunately, it would be impeded by people watching Premier League games,
well,
which is kind of the idea of what it was originally on Friday nights.
yeah, exactly. That's it. That's the thing. It's a tough one. It's such a balancing act in more ways than one because you know, like if it was a Saturday 4:30, like as I said here, Sligo had so many supporters. Would they have that on a normal league? Say for example, next season, and it's just we're 5 games in, and they put Rovers and Sligo on a Saturday.
Yeah,
Would as many supporters go, or is
I
that
don't
like
know. I think it was because
last game of the season
such a big
threatened
game for
by
them. Yeah,
relegation?
like it wasn't. Obviously, they would have stayed up even if they had have just got a draw, for example. But
Mm,
it was a must-win game going into it. It was a game that winning guaranteed survival. So you have to expect that there is going to be that boost in attendance for them. Then people who some weeks wouldn't be willing to make that long journey from Sligo would
yeah,
when it's such a momentous occasion.
like they played it. I said they played their games on a Saturday. I'm not sure would attendances spike.
Mm,
If they compared to if they put it on a Friday. Obviously,
yeah,
their main reason they play on a Saturday is like the location of the ground. That
yeah.
if they had to compete with work day traffic, that just would
It just wouldn't
come to a
work.
standstill
Yeah,
nearly. So like it's understandable, but at the same time, yeah, there's just a few things few things that hinder maybe the league's progress and growth. But yeah, it's definitely one of them that look, it's not for us. It's not
no, we don't work
we're
for
not
the
the
league.
decision makers.
No, but yeah, it's an interesting conversation surrounding it, but it's hard to gauge and hard to understand exactly what is the right answer, or is there even a right answer?
But that's it, and yeah, like as you said, competing with the Premier League,
It's always going to be hard. It's the
yeah, because it's such a
biggest, most
strong Premier
profitable
League.
league in the
Yeah,
And especially with so many people in Ireland supporting English clubs as well,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. Like if it was trying to compete with La Liga or something, I don't think it would be as big a deal. But it's
Don't have many Irish people flying to the new camp on a weekly
no,
basis now.
no. There's probably one or two.
Yeah, probably. Because have you ever met someone that stayed at Sport Barcelona or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's weird. It's
yeah,
literally just because they liked Messi as a kid.
yeah.
There's no, the
Like
weirdest one was a bloke I met, and he said he supported Villarreal. I was like, that's a weird one.
was he just like fully like just
He's
Irish?
like,
Like,
yeah, he's
just
just like I wanted to choose a team. I chose them.
I don't like.
Fair enough, I suppose.
No, like I get that. That's all right. I don't like. I won't judge anyone for it. But if you're doing all that and you're still not supporting a League of Ireland club, like
Yeah,
what's
that's
going
true.
on? Like, what are we
When
doing?
it's literally on your doorstep,
Literally, and like,
but instead you're flying over to. Well, I suppose
talk about you could
Tallaght
fly
doesn't have the weather that Villarreal totally does.
match them for talent, maybe. Maybe last season we would have, with how well we did in the end.
Yeah, true.
Playing clubs like Villarreal probably. Well, no, they're very
Yeah,
good.
they're very
Never
good.
mind. Well, yeah, they're. I forgot they won the Europa League against United a few years ago. So
Yeah,
no, that's fair enough. I suppose the last topic
but they are in the Champions League this year.
okay, maybe I got that one wrong.
They
Yeah.
played City a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, okay. Maybe we just draw with them then. We don't beat
Sorry,
them.
they drew with Juventus about 3 weeks ago.
They're not all that.
No,
They're not. Yeah, maybe Rovers just
they've never
draw with
had to
them then
come to
if they're in the
Tallaght.
Champions League.
Yeah,
Tallagh's a tough place to go,
yeah,
especially a packed out under the lights.
yeah.
It's a noisy
On a
place.
Friday night.
Exactly. I suppose the last thing we'll just touch on, the last segment, reflecting on Shamrock Rovers and being champions.
Again.
Yeah,
Again.
as the chants ring out from the south stands of champions again.
Yeah, champions again. What's that? 5 and 6 years?
5 and 6 years. Like if
That's,
sometimes I can't help but think, one extra win last season.
I know. Well, I
6
would
in a
have done
row.
6 in a row. Unprecedented.
Yeah.
But then if they won it last year, would they have won it this year?
Yeah, you see so many.
Who knows? You don't know.
Yeah,
That's what football and sport is like.
yeah. No, I definitely agree. It's this look, Shamrock Rovers such a good squad from so much depth, and Stephen Bradley, Glenn Crown, and Stephen McPhail, everyone that's in there and involved with the club that make this club so successful, and it's, as I said, it's a reward of the success that Rovers are reaping now. Winning the league
You can't argue with that level of success.
5 times. Stephen Bradley's very quick to show the cameras 5 times.
Yeah, he loved that.
Holding up the five fingers to the cameras, which is great. Like,
Yeah,
and then the scenes after both of the games against Galway and Sligo of bringing his son out, Josh.
it was a nice moment,
Yeah,
and probably a hard earned moment, really.
yeah,
A moment that will mean a lot, just not just to Stephen, but also to Josh.
yeah. It's nice to see, and it's not like Stephen just appears to be one of them that's down to earth, and not so many times he's responded with and he might be asked about how he's coping with the pressure of the title race and how he's coping. And he easily will reflect on the battles he's had to go through with Josh, and
Yeah,
he's saying this has nothing but
yeah.
in other words, he's
think
saying this
about
has
it,
nothing
yeah,
on it.
a title race of football match is nothing when you have a family member, any family member, let alone a child, battling through something like that. It puts into the thought like the title race and all that. Just is nowhere near on the level of importance.
Stephen Bradley, I suppose, he's such a servant to the club, and whether he thinks it or not, he is, and he has legendary status within the club, no matter what. Now, realistically,
5 league titles. It's
like it, and to think, when you look back at the start of his reign, and I remember things weren't going too well with Stephen and Rovers, and it was I remember it was a home defeat to Cork, 3-0, and the South Stand hadn't even been done, and he would be coming over applauding the crowd, and he'd be getting boos rung out, and you just look at that
compared to
now,
now, the change is unprecedented. Really,
it's hard to comprehend that Stephen Reddy would ever be booed with his support. And look, it happens in football. Not everyone would agree with when teams are underperforming, and these things happen.
It's a part of sport, though.
Yeah,
Whether you like it or not, it is a part of
like
the
personally, it wouldn't be
sport.
me.
No,
I'd never
I don't
boo.
agree with booing.
No, I'd never boo a player or a manager or anyone,
No,
even if you're not happy with their performances. It's just like
no, it's
once you
not.
see they're doing, once you see they're working hard and they're trying their best to make these things work, it's kind of like, that's all you can expect from them. I
Yeah, there's
don't.
not much else you can ask for. Obviously, results aren't always going to go your way, and I don't think booing. You don't have to cheer, but you just don't boo. I've never been a big fan of booing, but each to their own. It's part of sport. Fans do deserve the right to be able to boo and express their opinion in that manner, but it wouldn't be something that I'd ever really do or be fond of.
Yeah, this Shamrock Rovers squad, they've. I said there's so much depth. There's these players and the likes of Mandroyo coming back, Rory Gaffney spending all year last year on the sidelines watching.
Yeah,
I remember him at the start of the season. He said in an interview that he's basically concerned if you're one of the other teams in the league, he's basically saying you
are you ready? Yeah,
expect big things from Rovers, and it's exactly what's happened, isn't it?
yeah,
Winning the league in a cup final. I suppose there's a little bit of people talking about was the shine on taking off the apple, with the defeats to Shells, Pats,
yeah.
Derry. It's tough. Like obviously, everyone would have preferred the league be done against Shells. Would have
Yeah,
had Pats, Derry, Galway, Sligo, full, you know, full rotation. Guards of honour, left, right, and
yeah. It
centre.
would have been nice to get the guards of honor from
Especially at
teams.
Richmond
That would have
and
been nice.
Brandywell.
Yeah,
But
but I don't think it takes the shine off. You're still league champions
yeah,
just
it,
because you didn't get it in as glamorous a way as you would have liked. It doesn't mean that you're. It doesn't take away from the fact that you are the best team in the league. You're the best team in the country.
yeah. Like I suppose with Rovers, like yeah, like as soon as the final whistle went on
Yeah,
Wednesday night, Rovers won against Galway, champions again.
champions.
Ole ole. um, as soon as that happened, you kind of forget, don't like
Yeah, you forgot about it.
I kind of did. So once it's confirmed, it was just obviously it's understandable that frustrated. It got frustrating definitely as well. Um, but yeah, like it's just one of them. That once the final whistle went, it's just a sigh of relief, isn't it?
Yeah, you forget about it.
Yeah,
You've once that final whistle went on Wednesday night, it didn't matter.
yeah,
They could have lost 15 straight games. It wouldn't have mattered
yeah.
as long as
You,
you're
you-
coming on Saturday for a party.
yeah, well, that was it. It is, I suppose, one of them. It's just a bit more of an unusual circumstance that it is a case of you could even. I think you could see it a little bit, maybe, or maybe I'm reading too much into it with the players and the staff. Like as much as they were celebrating the league title against Sligo afterwards and stuff, I just do. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just something there you can see if you're just to look at it in isolation. You think they're just more focused on next week.
Yeah, which
Yeah, and
makes
that's
sense.
yeah. Like there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of the players, be well versed in winning the league titles. So
Yeah,
it's a case of
they know what they're doing at this point.
yeah. Like so I suppose people make rival supporters make the argument on social media consistently that these players just kind of will get bored of winning the title. Um, I don't know about that because
Seeing them on Saturday with their families and lifting the trophy from under the stand and all
yeah,
that, I don't know how. Obviously I'm not a professional footballer or a professional athlete, but I don't know how you could ever get sick of that feeling of having your loved ones with you, having fans chanting for you, cheering as you lift the trophy in front of them.
yeah. The South Stand had a tough job of keeping up with all the players who were
Yeah,
getting announced for
they're
their
trying to have
their
a chant
medal.
for each of them. It just
Yeah.
didn't.
Rory Gaffney's walking up by the time he's collected his medal around to Danny Grant, and
Yeah.
his name's being rung out that he hates bows. So yeah, they definitely they had their work cut out. But yeah, like it's one of them. Vigo said he never gets tired of this
No,
feeling.
you're not going to.
He told Rovers social media account that he never gets tired of it, and like yeah, like stuff like that. And he's just such a servant to the club as well. It's
Yeah,
his first title as captain. First, it was his first title lifting it.
Yeah.
doing the main lift, and I suppose the first one. And even then, he touched on that. He said it's within this squad. It's much more than that. It's not a case of just one, the captain lifting and
No, it's a case of the whole squad together.
whole squad together. They've all contributed to making this
Yeah.
possible, making
Wouldn't have
Rovers.
been possible without everyone.
Yeah, 22 times.
It's nice to say. It sounds nice.
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, like it was nice to see, and I suppose it gives you more when you're watching it. It gives you a lot more maybe motivation to say, just bring on the cup now, and
Yeah, it
it gives you a bit more,
gives
that
a little
extra
bit of a
boost.
push and be like, yeah, all right, let's do this.
Like, you think on paper you would think it's obvious, maybe, but will there be maybe a psychological edge that Rovers are on the back of lifting the league title?
Yeah, it has
Obviously,
to.
there's one game between that and the cup final. That's Athens, but you have that. Whereas you have Cork City, they lost both. So Rovers and Cork lost in their last game,
Yeah,
but Cork are already relegated.
yeah.
There's two sides out there.
Yeah, from Cork's perspective as well, with them already being relegated and losing, you have to think that loss, similar to Rovers losing, didn't really mean anything for them. Like, they already know they're going down, and it's just we kind of summarised, obviously not a good season for them. But I'd say they're just focused on the cup now.
Yeah,
They're already relegated. Similar to how Rovers have won the league and they rested players, that they're just focusing on the cup. I feel like Cork will be doing the same, considering their faith in the league couldn't have been changed.
yeah, like their side was relatively strong. The lineup they put out against Derry on the last day, but yeah, like I can't help but think that when it's getting to that latter stage, say for example they would have been trailing 1-0, you're kind of looking at it like you can't imagine they'd be committing too much forward.
Yeah.
Like it's not bodies. Like same with Rovers. When Rovers were 2-1 down on Saturday,
Yeah.
Rovers weren't going all out for
No.
it in the last stage just to try get an equaliser as if their lives depended on it.
No, because it didn't.
It did exactly. The crown was already awarded. It was just
Yeah.
collecting it once the final whistle went, and yeah, it's nice to see, and it's well, I suppose we'll see this day next week.
Yeah.
Coming around very fast.
Yeah, and then it'll be done.
Yeah, then it'll be done in what, 2? Is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Or is it 2.5?
About 2.5 because it's the international break as well.
18 days between. So yeah, just over 2.5 weeks between that and the game against Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, so 2.5 weeks between games.
That'll be tough.
Yeah.
You'll
have Ireland to watch at least.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Can't wait. Stuff.
Can't wait for that. Yeah, so like it's one of them that it's a case of like last year Rovers organised a European friendly.
Oh yeah,
and there has been
that was torture. Maybe the coldest day ever. Sat in Tallaght Stadium, like 2 people in the place. Sat in the West Stand. Only the West Stand was open.
Only the West Stand was open. That was being at that game, and it's one of the only games that I've just gotten food just to keep my hands warm. I don't think, and I wouldn't mind
putting your hands in the curry sauce.
Yeah, I felt like doing that, and I wouldn't mind, but it didn't cost a pretty penny to get it either.
Definitely not.
So yeah, so yeah, like I would presume Rovers will do that.
Yeah,
there has been no word of it. I haven't heard anything, but I can't imagine.
Playing Villarreal.
Yeah, playing Villarreal, settle for the draw. But yeah, so like what, Ireland, the international break will finish the Sunday, a week on from the cup final.
The international break doesn't actually end for a few days after, but Ireland's one ends on the Sunday.
Yeah, or that's what I mean. Yeah, for Ireland's international break, it ends on the Sunday. So like that, for example, and then it's another week and a half.
Yeah,
until the next game. We probably could have done with a European friendly, maybe. The Saturday, but the weekend before.
Yeah, would have been nice, but
it's one of them.
But
then again, they do need a rest, and would again.
Would it be more positive or negative? Like, yeah. Would it benefit them in the end, or would it just be an extra game?
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, and then it's kind of like, would it benefit? You look at it and you think, well, they could rotate, but then it's like, but then the whole purpose is to give the first team players their minutes,
Yeah, I know.
keep them competitive and stuff.
There's been no word of it yet, so but it still could happen.
I wouldn't say there will be one between the cup final and Donetsk, but between Donetsk and Breablik, I think it's 3 weeks, is it?
Yeah,
something like that.
it's about 3 weeks. Yeah,
So there has to be one or two. I like, you can't have 3 weeks between fixtures and no games. There has to be one in between in that slot. Between Breablik and Hammer and Spartans is only a week, so that's fine. But
it'd be hard to squeeze it in within the week
on the Sunday.
Yeah,
Villarreal again in the second leg.
This time over
there. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I would actually love that.
Yeah,
flying to Villarreal.
What's the weather like this time of year?
Ask her me. Ask him for a loan the season ticket, maybe. But yeah, so like, I'd fully anticipate there'll be a friendly organised between Donetsk and Breablik for sure.
Yeah,
but I suppose we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
for this week's episode. For the third episode of the Milltown Way.
Yeah, best place to get the information on the champions.
Well, this coverage of the champions 22 times, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd like to thank everyone for listening. We would like to thank everyone for the support of the page, and whether that's X, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform. Keep following, keep engaging with the content. Read it on the Milltown Way, WordPress.com. And we appreciate everything that the fans do for the page. And if you've anything you ever want to reach out, don't hesitate on any social media platform. Make sure you listen to these episodes and share them on any social or any podcast app, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts now, I suppose, and Amazon Music. It's at the Milltown Way.
Yeah.
But that's it from us. We potentially might have a podcast between. Well, we will have one.
Yeah, we'll have just keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled.
Because I might be heading to Athens for Thursday's fixture, but I don't know yet. It's even though today
lastminute.com.
I'll get onto that. Even though today is Sunday and the game's on Thursday, I still don't know, because if anyone's been, maybe get in touch. If anyone who's at Pauk away in the Europa League qualifiers, or if they're heading to Athens on Thursday, get in touch, because my main issue I'm having at the minute for getting to Athens is my flight lands in Athens at 3 p.m. The ticket has to be collected apparently by 4:30.
Yeah.
And therefore I'd be cutting it tight. I'd have to go with bags.
Yeah.
Going to collect the ticket and having to get a bus from there to the ground. So I don't
know. They even
know.
let you in with bags as well.
Yeah, like I wouldn't imagine they do. So unless they have a bag drop off.
Who has a bag drop off?
A lot of grounds.
Yeah, maybe
European,
but probably if you're gonna get it, you'll get it in Europe.
But yeah, if anyone's been or anyone can help out, let me know what my options are, because that's the main thing that's stopping me at the minute from booking and stuff, is that I don't know if I'll get away with landing at 3 p.m. and collecting the ticket and then bringing my bag and going straight to the ground and stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, if you're at Pauk away last year in the Europa League qualifiers and you're aware of maybe how strict or how they're not that strict, the Greek police, let us know, because I want to get to that
you
game.
Want to get to the game.
But yeah, so I might not be. Who knows?
You'll know soon enough.
Yeah, but no, that's it from us.
Hopefully, you'll know by Thursday.
Hopefully, yeah. If you see me, I might have to. What's Bradley's helicopter doing? Might have to get that to Greece. But no, that's it from us. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.